It's time for a little bit of honest talk. It's time for a little bit of just let's have a look at ourselves, let's hose ourselves down, let's calm down, let's get practical about a few things. If you're a business owner and you're facing all of the same COVID-19 travel restrictions, trading restrictions, all of the stuff that we're all facing, I want you to remember this one thing: we are in this together. So I want you to remember that the way you handle this, now not just necessarily the practical strategies you use, but the way you behave, the way you treat your staff. If you're a contractor or an employee, the way you treat your employer or the person giving you the works. The way we treat each other, the way we behave during a crisis like this, especially in business, is what we will be remembered for later. Now, I'm raising this particular issue because I'm seeing so much panic and I am starting to see waves of poor behaviour. I'm going to be really honest here. Really bad behaviour starting to leak out in certain sectors of the business world. Now, what I mean by bad behaviour, people making demands of their the business owner that they're related to in some way. So if they're not the owner of the business themselves, so they might be a contractor, subcontracting to a business, making demands, making blackmail type demands around payment and things going forward in a way that's not sustainable, taking advantage of the circumstances that we're all currently in while the business owner is trying to figure out what the landscape looks like going forward. So making demands of somebody who can't yet give you a black or white answer is not fair, it's not kind, and it's not going to help you in the long run. So here's what I want you to do instead. Whether you're the business owner or you're a contractor working, subcontracting to a business, here's what I want you to do. I want you to enter conversations from a place of equality, knowing that we are all in this together. Everybody's income is being affected. Everybody's revenue, bank balances, everybody is being affected. Some people are absolutely without work. My husband finishes his job on Friday. So some people are without work. Those of you who are in contracting positions, I know, are particularly stressed because your work, like my husband's, can dry up like that. Answering that stress that you're feeling by placing demands on the person who's contracted you to do work is not going to solve your stress. It's not going to make things more secure for you magically. What you're going to be more likely to do is put pressure on the person contracting you to make a black and white decision, which might do you out of some work. You're far better off being a meeting of minds, coming at the problem from a place of equality. I want you to be open to collaborating, be open to conversations that are respectful and dignified, be open to conversations where everybody has to give a little. Now, making demands isn't going to help your situation. Instead, what you're better off doing is saying, how can we solve this together? Can I do something that makes this easier for you? Believe me when I tell you that the business owner contracting you is working their asses off behind the scenes, trying to make sure that you have an income, that they have an income, that everybody survives this going forward. Putting pressure on them now while the sands are still shifting won't make that solution appear any quicker. So it's really important that you put your own fear and anxiety, park it somewhere. Find somewhere to put it for now. And that's the phrase I want you to remember. 2 words, for now. You're scared of losing your income. It is a scary time for now. You can't see a solution. You can't see how this is going to all work out for now. We haven't hit our new normal yet. We haven't reached a point where we know with certainty how things are going to play out because there is no certainty. So you're frightened because you've lost control. for now. Okay, so just remember, hose yourself down. Remember that this is a for now, day by day, breath by breath sometimes situation. Putting pressure on those people who are employing or contracting you to have a forever solution for you is not reasonable. It's actually not even rational, because they can't give you a forever answer just yet. Okay. So I want you to remember how you behave now impacts your reputation going forward. If you're unreasonable and unkind and unfair, that's the reputation you're going to carry out of this situation. The flip side, if you are reasonable, if you're willing to negotiate, if you're willing to give a little, you will carry that reputation with you, and the person who employs you or contracts you will so much appreciate your reasonableness that it's going to work out for you much better in the long run anyway. So remember, your legacy depends on your reputation, and your reputation depends on how you act in a crisis. So the way you act today impacts your reputation going forward, which ultimately impacts the legacy you leave behind. So stop for a minute. So the number thing for you to do, the practical thing for you to do right now, is to just stop. Take a breath. Step back a little bit and say, right, does this person have an answer for me yet? If not, what can I control? What's in my control that I can influence right now? What is in your control is reducing your overheads, getting rid of things that you don't need to be spending money on. What is in your control is investing in the things that are going to help you going forward. What is in your control is how you structure your day so that it's its most productive. What's not in your control is government edicts, support packages for businesses, what your business owner decides to do with their business going forward. Those things aren't in your control. Some of them you can have a conversation with the person who has the control and be part of the solution. It's such a cliche, but I want you to hear this now. Be part of the solution, don't be part of the problem. Now, I am 100% grateful to my team that I have on board in my business right now, because they are part of the solution. They are 10 steps ahead of me. I'll think of something, go, shit, have we thought of this? They're already on it. They are being part of the solution. They are part of the solution. And we will get through this together because everybody is watching each other's backs, not just looking out for their own asses. And if that's what you're doing right now in this kind of crisis, I know you're frightened, I know you're worried, I know you're stressed, I know you're thinking about the money. I completely understand all of those things. We are all in this together. We are all feeling the same things. So some of us are choosing to step back, take a breath, and consciously decide how we behave going forward. Some of us have more solutions available to us than others. Some of us are naturally more inclined to be a bit creative in our problem solving. Some of us are cognitively more flexible and behaviourally more flexible than others. There's a lesson I learned. In fact, I used to teach this when I was teaching psychologists or students to become psychologists. And I used to put this in practice all the time when I worked as a psychologist in prison systems. And I just refer to it as modelling calm. When we behave in a calm manner, those around us are more likely to calm down too. So I want to thank every single person who has thanked me over the last few days for helping them stay calm. It's a very deliberate strategy, and I have to hose myself down too. I'm not immune. I'm not immune to the stress. I'm not immune to the desire to leap in whenever there's a new piece of information. I'm very deliberately measuring my responses, taking a breath before I act, making sure that what I speak is coming from an informed position, not being reactive, being strategic. trying to be helpful by not adding to unnecessary noise. So I want you to think about how you choose to react, how you choose to model calm in your workplace. Are you adding to the noise? Are you adding to the stress? Are you adding to the mayhem? Or are you choosing to be part of the solution? Taking a breath, stepping back. How can I work with these circumstances rather than fight against them? So, take a step back. It is the simplest thing you can do right now. It's a practical thing. It's not just calm down. It's not just breathe. It's not just exercise some mindfulness. It's not just mindfulness. It's not just self-care. It's not just go for a walk and breathe. But all of those things are helpful. You should do all those things too. It's a decision point. It is you are on a train that is running out of control unless you choose to get off. Choose to get off. Choose to step off that thought train that is running out of control and leading you to some difficult conversations that aren't going to end well unless you choose to get off the panic train, take a step back, take a breath, and choose how you want to behave, how you want to interact with others, what you want your reputation to be when this is over, and how you want your legacy and your business, whether you're a business owner or a contractor, how you want your business to survive beyond all of this. We don't know how long it's going to go on for. We don't know what changes are coming tomorrow. We don't even know what changes are coming this afternoon. But you can choose to change how you behave if you've been stuck on that panic train. All coming from a place of love, because I want you all to do really, really well. Have a fabulous day, and I'll talk to you again soon. Bye for now.